Hello, everybody. This is HQ in the house, HQ. Today we have that amazing video regarding the unseen emotional labor. Hold on, real quick, hold on. Okay, I had to turn the TV down, right? So anyway, we are here with unseen emotional labor for the ladies, for the wives. Okay? And we don't get enough attention. People don't talk about it as much. Why we have such poor communication with people, letting them know that we have this kind of emotional labor or issues with emotional labor. And I truly believe this is one of the reasons why their marriages break up. People's marriages break up. Okay? So we're going to break it down in everyday terms, because some people hear that phrase and think it's some kind of weird concept when it really isn't. Emotional labor is basically all the unseen things, unpaid jobs that keep the household and the relationship running that women do and men don't do. When men say, "What do you bring to the table?" This is some of the things that women bring to the table. The things that are unseen. People don't see these things being done. Men don't see these things being done. It's not just chores, okay? It's not just cleaning, cooking, and all of that, okay? Emotional labor, we have to remember birthdays, keep up with appointments, manage kids' schedules, make sure the bills are paid on time, checking in on everybody's feelings, noticing if the kid is in the house or in the room too long, got to take a shower, kid's room got to be changed out. It's like being, it's like keeping the person who keeps the glue together, keeps the family together with the glue, okay? It's carrying the family calendar inside of your head, planning meals on the fly in the car, worrying about whether your partner is cheating, stressing out, all of these things. And then all the while, you got to make sure you're emotionally okay. The kids are emotionally okay. The kids are getting to practice, to school, trained, taught. And here's the bottom line, right? When this work is done almost entirely by the wife, because most of this stuff is done entirely by the woman, because that's the whole thing that a woman brings to the table. Sometimes a husband doesn't even recognize this. Recognize all the things that she does. Recognize all the things that she brings to the table. It's a silent burden that eats away at the relationship when he doesn't notice these things being done, because it creates the imbalance, right? He thinks, I go to work, I pay bills, I mow the lawn, I do my part. That's what men think. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's what they think. But what he doesn't see is that his wife is running the mental load, the emotional marathon every single day on top of her own job and her own other duties. Okay? Men don't remember birthdays like that. Men don't remember people's anniversaries like that. Men don't remember it's his mother's birthday or his grandmother's birthday or what her favorite day or her favorite flower. Women remember those things. So when a wife feels like she's carrying the burden, this entire invisible workload by herself, she starts to feel unappreciated. Okay? Think about it. How would you feel if you were managing a whole company, but no one acknowledged what you did? Acknowledge your role. No one said thank you. I don't give a fuck. And people just assume things would magically appear in front of them. Food appear in front of them. Food appear in the refrigerator. Gas in the car. Credit cards paid. That's how emotional labor feels. It's exhausting. It's draining. And it leads to the resentment. And this, I truly, truly believe, is why women leave. Okay? Women leave. And resentment is poison to a marriage. Poison. A wife may love her husband deeply, but if she feels like she's carrying the emotional weight while he gets to clock out, her love is going to turn to fatigue. Fatigue turns to bitterness, and bitterness starts showing in the arguments, her nagging, her being masculine, not giving you sex, emotionally distant, or shutting down. Now you got to start getting this shit. We got to start getting this shit in relationships. Another problem is men often don't realize how heavy this burden is until it's too late, till she's ready to walk out the door. Oh, she's just better at doing stuff. She remembers all that. She does all that for me. She likes being in charge. She likes doing the kids stuff. She know all the kids stuff. She know all the doctor's birthday, the doctor's appointments. But what they don't see is the wife is drowning. She's drowning mentally. She got to go to work. And with the 50-50 shit, because men can't support the amount of money that men make, they can't support a household all on their own. She got to work too. So on top of working too, she got to remember all this other shit. And when she finally does say something, it often sounds like she bitching, she nagging, she masculine. But in reality, it's she's crying out for partnership. And a lot of y'all say, I don't want no partnership, I want to lead. No, you better start checking into your marriage. You better start checking into your marriage. All of these things that I am mentioning. Marriage is supposed to be a partnership. I don't give a shit what you say about this. I'm the leader. I don't give a fuck what you say. You better start checking into your relationship with your wife. How is your day going? How can I help you? Blah, blah, blah. If she's doing all of these things, you better start checking in and asking her, how are you doing? What is your day like? The list goes on and on. And when we tell you, when the women tells you that her day never ends, this is why her day never ends. She's still thinking about the things she needs to do when you asking her for sex. She's still thinking about that thing she forgot when you're asking her for sex. Did you think about that stuff? And did you take it off her plate so she didn't have to think about it? Did you think about it first? Well, no, baby, I got that. I took care of the doctor's appointments. I took care of all that for you. You ain't got to worry about that. Now can I have some got? But you asking me for some got and I got 1,000? Dude, help me out. Think about all these little things. Okay? Like I said, marriage is supposed to be a partnership. Not a boss and an employee relationship where the wife is running the whole operation. She the secretary, the HR, the boss, she all that. The employee. Why the husband only jumps in when she asks him. I should not ask you. She shouldn't have to ask you. You should know that you have more than just going to your job and doing your job and cutting the lawn. and barbecuing and cleaning the grill and cleaning the grill. It's more to it. Emotional labor needs to be shared. That means men need to notice what their wives are carrying and step in without being told or asked. Don't just take out the trash, dude. Take ownership of remembering when it's trash day. Okay? Don't just help with the kids. Share the responsibility of making sure that homework get done, that the kids get the baths before they go to bed, that the kids brush their teeth. Do you know how much of a freaking relief it would be if the man grabbed all the kids and said, okay, I'm finna give them all a bath, make sure they brush their teeth, and I'm gonna put them all to bed. You ain't got to worry about that, baby. You ain't got to worry about that. I got all of that. You know how much a burden that would take off their women? So I'm saying this is a part of that emotional, those unseen emotional labor things that women be bitching about. And this is part of why women, I'm trying to make men aware of the things that you want to get rid of that 70%, women leaving a husband for 70%. This is how. Become actively engaged in that relationship, in the family, with the kids. Okay? Because the bottom line is this: when men don't see emotional labor as real work, because I done had these discussions with y'all. Y'all don't do no work. Y'all don't work 24/7. Y'all just be bitching. I done heard that on here. I done heard men say that on here. So when men don't see this as real emotional work, real work, the wives end up doing two damn jobs, one unpaid and one paid. Well, they only got to do one. You only got to do one, bruh. Take out the garbage. Do this, do that. I'm not saying men don't, but the most men don't. And the imbalance slowly kills the connection, the sex drive, the attraction, the respect in the relationship. Bar nothing else. The emotional lack of emotional intimacy, understanding what she is doing, that she has a job 24/7. And a woman will happily do that job. Don't get me wrong. She will happily do that job. But you got to come and help her too. You got to come and help her. You got to come and help her. Okay? Wives that they just don't want to have a husband who loves them, who brings a paycheck home. She wants you to actively engage with those kids. She wants a partner who sees her burden, who sees what she is doing, respects her load, her emotional labor, and carries it, helps her carry it. So if you're a wife listening and you feel drained or like you're holding everything together by yourself, you are not crazy. You are not alone. Okay? Emotional labor is for real, for real. And if your partner doesn't acknowledge that, the relationship will suffer. And that's that 70. I truly believe that's that 70% that leave marriages. This right here. Okay. When emotional labor is shared, when men step up and carry some of the part of that invisible load, marriages boom. A woman will bloom in that kind of environment. Marriages will thrive. The love grows deeper, the attraction goes deeper, because you look at him differently. You be like, damn, yeah, I can really depend on him. I can really look at him, and he won't look at me crazy and say, no, that ain't my job. No, you're the person that she want. And like I said, I don't care what you say. Women look at the word as partner. She looks at you as a partner to help her take some of this off her plate. The house runs smoother. She doesn't feel like she's sacrificing herself just to keep everything afloat. When I wanted to go outside the house and I wanted to go back to school, I said, Fee, I want to go back to school. I want to, get this communication, this linguistics, this degree. I want to get this degree. It's a master's degree, and it'll take me a year and a half and 2 years to do it because I can do it in a year and a half. I already mapped it out in my head. But I'm worried about, the kids because, the kids are young and I don't want to leave them home. Only thing he said to me is, I got it. I got it. I got everything. You don't have to worry about it. Long as you go to school, he said, as long as you go to school in the afternoon, I got the kids all the evening. I don't care. You do what you got to do. That's what he told me. Don't worry about that. When I got home, every time I got home, I never worried about that. The kids would be in bed. They would be in their room. They'd be done, got fed. They'd be done, had a bath. Every house would be clean. The house would be spotless. That's what my husband did for me. So don't tell me it can't be done. He worked during the day. I worked during the day. Kids went to school. I went to school after I came from work, and he would take care of everything else. And we did that for a year and a half. So don't tell me it can't be done. Don't tell me there are not men out there that will do these kind of things. It can be done. Okay. So I say we got to do better out here. Okay. What women can do? What can you do? What can a woman do to help herself? What can she do? She has to first make sure that it's verbalized, make sure it's upfront and clear. Because these men out here are saying y'all leaving them for nothing. 70% of y'all leaving them because y'all bored. 70% of y'all leaving because y'all unhappy. You need to tell your husband, don't suffer in silence with this. Call it out. I need help because my mental burden is too much. Say it to your partner. Say it. It's not that you just tired of doing the chores. You're tired of being a mom. I am tired of constantly having to remember, change the filter in the air conditioner. Make sure the air conditioner has been serviced. Make sure the furnace is serviced. Make sure the gutters are cleaned out. Make sure all of that. Saying it out loud makes it real. So you can't say that I didn't tell you, husband. You can't say that I didn't tell you that I needed help with this. I need you to help me. Okay. The whole point. Hold on. Somebody at the door. Sorry, y'all. So I'm saying, make sure that you write shit down. I'm one of those people that write shit down. I write everything down. Everything I think about, everything I want to do, any kind of ideas I have, or X, Y, and Z. Appointments, reminders, all that. That's where you see all of those. You see those houses that got those big clipboards or whatever the hell that is. You have all that stuff lined up. So other people can share the burden. Other people can share the burden. And when you get married, you do things early together. So when you do things early together, he knows how you like it. You know how he likes it done. You know how I like my clothes folded. He knows how he likes the clothes folded. So you get that out of the way and you learn these things together. But you can't be the only one. A wife can't be the only one to remember. It's like, I don't fucking know that a filter need to be changed on a goddamn furnace. Filter on the furnace, filter in a air conditioner, appointment, all that shit. Okay? I'm just saying, do a mental list. Do it once a week. I do a list every day. Before I go to bed, I make a list of the things I need to do, or I remember to do, or I'm supposed to remember to do, and I leave the list next to my door on the wall. I have a calendar on my wall, a sheet of paper, and I write on it, I have to call this doctor for this. I have to call this. I have to call a plumber. I have to call XYZ. That way, when I walk out the door, I have that mental list right there. And your spouse can see that mental list. Make sure he knows that is the list that needs to be done, things that need to be done. And maybe he'll look at it and he'll do some of those things that are on the list. What's this question? Wet wipes, clean house. Yeah, these are things that you list. A man know how to go to the store. He know how to go to the store. The list is right there. You go in the bathroom, look at the shit that's in there, and see that is needed, and go get it. A lot of that shit could be done. Just think of the shit. Okay? Why is it that whenever Kendra asks why the woman got divorced, because they don't know what they're saying, because they don't know how to express this. They don't know how to express this. No, not too many, but I think about these things. Some people think about these things. Unseen emotional labor. This is it. Why else would a woman take off if a man is so decent? He ain't whooping her ass. He ain't cussing her out. He ain't doing none of those things. But all of a sudden she leaving. Why she leaving, sir? Emotional labor. The neglect of the emotional labor. That's why you have to tell her reasons why. Emotional labor is one of them. You're not taking care of her mental. You're not helping her mentally. If I gotta remember everything, do everything, take all the burden, take all the slack, take all the blame for everything, that's a heavy burden for a woman to take. Okay? They never tell. Yeah, no, and y'all know, and for real, men do not engage kids unless they absolutely have to. Not all of them. Most of them send them to the room, send them outside, send them to the yard, and usually a child's person is the mother. The kids are with the dad. The dad can be watching the kids. Oh, ain't no big deal, no big deal. He'd be watching them, and the wife be gone. The minute that wife comes in the door, where did them fucking kids head to? Them kids head straight to their mom. Oh, mom, you're here! And they will hang around with her all the time since she walk in the door. Won't let her put shit down. Talking to her, telling her shit. Following her into the bathroom. Following her into the bedroom. Because usually the mom is the person for that kid. And that's still an emotional burden for her because she don't catch her breath. The minute she walks in the door, she's still walking. You, as the man, can still be there. And those kids will climb up on the goddamn couch and sit right up under mom. And you sitting in the chair and mama's on the couch. Mama sit in the chair and you on the couch, and them kids will still crawl over there and get the mom. I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. I'm saying start engaging your wife. Start engaging some of these things. Not ask her what need to be done. Don't ask her what need to be done. Think about what the fuck would need to be done. If she wasn't there, what would need to be done? If she's not there, clothes would need to be washed. Groceries would need to be in the kitchen. Tommy would need milk money for school. Tommy would need money to pay for lunch in the morning. All these things that men don't think about. There's nothing wrong with that. It's always been the female's chore to do it, because she was traditionally in the home and she would need time to do all of these things. But women are not in the homes these days. Women have to work too, which means all of this emotional stuff needs to be sectioned off, and the man needs to think about what he needs to do too. Okay. I got a teenager, a medium, middle school kid, a kid that's like 5 years, and then I got a 2-year-old. I got to watch out, make sure that 2-year-old don't piss on the floor. So that's a burden all by itself. Can I potty train a kid? My 16-year-old is trying to drive the car. I got. Do I believe that? I don't believe that, or then I don't believe men are active like that anyway. See, that survey that they took that black men are active fathers, that was women going in and saying, "Oh, my baby daddy helped me. Oh, my baby daddy helped me. He helped me." That was women going in and surveying and saying that. So I don't know whether it's to be true. I've never met a man. I've never met a man that wasn't taking care of his children. But I've never met a white man that wasn't taking care of his children. I don't know who's the most active. All I'm saying is we need to be more active. We need to be more active. So as I said, I've never seen a black man ever in my life that wasn't active in their kid's life. So to answer your question, I don't know, but I've never seen him not be active. Okay. I've never seen him not. I know I can recall my mom doing. Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. I've never known a time frame in which my father uh was not active. I went to school. My dad combed my hair straight to the front. When my mom worked, he combed my hair straight to the front like a boy. Just it was all stuck out all here. He had combed it all to the front. I had picture day, and my dad dressed me up for picture day and combed my hair to the front. Didn't know how to do nothing, but he was there to help do my head. He had to take me to a neighbor. When he came outside to take me to school, the neighbor looked at my hair and was like, "Oh, hell no." And so he ran back in and he got his mother to do my hair. Cause my dad, picture day. So I've never known a black man not to be active in a child's family, in the family. Whether you're the most active father, I don't know. I'm saying when a man is in the household with a woman and they got kids, I'm saying your job is to train and to make that house cohesive. Not just go to work, but to make it cohesive. That means don't ask her what need to be done. Just do some of it. Think of her as not being there. If she wasn't there, what would you be doing? I try to get the kids out of the way so I ain't got to deal with them. Hey, everybody line up. It's bath time. Bath time. Let me run the water. Bath time. Let me sit in the bathroom and I scroll on my phone, but I'm sitting in the bathroom with y'all while y'all taking a bath. Let me scroll. That's what my husband used to do. He'd sit in the bathroom and scroll or read the newspaper or whatever. Next one, bath. Next one, bath. He would take that burden off of me. Okay. So I'm saying you got to ask for the shared labor. Know what to do. As an individual whole person, know what to do. Men should have a list of things they know how to cook too. Shit, Fee didn't know. Fee knew how to cook. He knew how to cook, but he made some weird shit one night. Ramen noodles. He cut up some chicken breast, little in small pieces. Chicken breast, fried that up. Boiled some of them ramen noodle things. Threw some fruit cocktail in there. And served that shit to them damn kids. I was like, how the fuck you think of putting fruit cocktail in noodles? He figured it out. When I wasn't there, when I was in school, he figured it out. So you got to ask for help. Women got to ask for help too. You can't just think that's just my job. Okay. You have to say, not don't help me with the kids. Say, I need you to help me manage the kids. I need you to help me manage the kids this week. Boom. I need you to help me manage the kids this week. What does that mean, managing the kids? That means everything that encompasses the kids. I need the kids to get to their appointments. I need help getting the kids from school. I need help getting the kids dinner made. I need help, even if that means shopping. If he goes to the store and shops and figured out how to, and Fee was good. Fee was very good with this. He would make a list of food. Okay, we only got $100 to spend on food. This is what we're gonna buy this week. He would put a list of food together. This is what we're gonna buy this week, and this would be less than $100 or whatever. So you're in charge of going to get. You got to go get it, but I'll make sure we got everything prepped. Laundry would be done. He didn't mind washing no laundry. Laundry would be done. Kitchen floor would be mopped. Dishes would be done. All those things. I didn't have to tell him to do that. I'm saying when women have to tell you to do these things, that's even more of a problem because you have not thought about it. As the man, you have not thought about it. So now I got to keep thinking about it. Okay. So when a man comes in the house and he just sits down, that's a headache already. It's another person I got to take care of. Did you make me food? What do you mean? I can barely survive. I can barely get through the door without getting book bags put in the corner. Make sure the house is clean. Sweep the floor. Get your bedroom clean. Get the water off the kitchen floor. Get the water off the bathroom floor. All these things. But you got to learn how to switch off, ladies, wives. You have to learn how to switch off. And I get it. Me time, our time, all that kind of stuff. But that's the beauty of being on a schedule. I had 5 kids, 4 kids, 5 kids. It's a schedule. You have to have people on the schedule. We made it a rule. Don't come out your room after 8, 9 o'clock unless you got to pee, unless you want some water. Don't come out here trying to engage me. Don't come out here talking about any X, Y, and Z. Because we fed you. 6 o'clock is dinner time. Homework is done before 6 o'clock. X, Y, and Z. You in your room doing whatever you got to do. You're on the computer. You're reading a book. You're doing something. But you ain't out here talking to me after 8, 9 o'clock. Okay? That way there's me time. There's mommy and daddy time. Mommy and daddy don't want to hear you. Mom and daddy want to do some things in the room. We don't want to deal with y'all. Don't come out that room after 8 o'clock because we already done fed you. There's a bathroom. Make it happen. Okay? Switch off rule. These things got to be switched. She has to learn how to switch off, and you have to help her put it into a time frame. This it's a well-oiled machine. You cannot be superwoman. As a wife, you cannot be superwoman. You don't have to do everything. Let some things slide. See if he does some of these things. The house doesn't need to be perfect every day. My mother trained me to mop the floor every night before I go to bed. Mop the kitchen floor every night before you go to bed. Don't wake up to no dirty floor in the kitchen. Don't nobody want to walk on shit in the kitchen. Make sure that kitchen floor is mopped. And I made sure that kitchen floor is mopped every night. Even if you run a quick wipe over the floor, at least you done mopped the floor a little bit, got some of the dirt off of it. Learn to wake up. Women, learn to wake up hour or two before you got to, or 30 minutes before you got to. That way, I used to sit in the bathroom. I used to have powder chairs. Sit in the bathroom and just think, read, do whatever. Make a list. Sit there and enjoy the silence. Because you got to rejuvenate yourself. And it has to be done. Okay? You got to prioritize yourself too. People say, well, women are selfish. Okay, whatever. I ain't going to fight you on that. I don't care. Because women have to be selfish to a certain extent if this is the emotional labor, unseen labor that she has to deal with all the time. Okay. Schedule self-care. Schedule appointments, doctor's appointment, activities. Do make sure that you're talking, speaking about these things, and men have to actively help her do these things. Okay. Just because a woman gives birth to children doesn't mean a man can't take the reins and raise the kids. Nobody said you couldn't. She's there. They have a mother, but you can take the reins as the man. You can take the reins to be responsible for everything that the kid has to do. Everything related to the kid. Make sure the kid gets to the doctor's appointment. Make sure the kid PTA. I swear to God, every time I came home, Fee was like, "Oh, we got to go to a PTA meeting." What? I ain't got time to. What? A PTA meet? He remembered all of those things because he was a very active father, which is something that I knew he would be before I married him. I knew he was meant to be a father when I met that man because he enjoyed children. He liked children, as individuals. He would get down in eye level and talk to them. Okay. So I knew that he liked to that. So he took the reins of fatherhood and he was actively in all of that. Let's go to the PTA meeting. Let's go buy the kid. Let's get the kid in football. Let's get the kid in this. Let's get piano lessons for the girls. Make sure the girls know X, Y, and Z. He did all of those things. I did a lot of things too, but he remembered all of these things. So when people say active father, that's an active father. You take the reins. Okay. And then make sure that you revisit and talk about these things, every once in a while. Sit down and say, hey, can we switch roles? Can we switch roles? We both work, but you're very good with the kids and all of that. Can we start planning to switch over roles? You're going to be an active father still, but I'm going to be doing all of the appointments and all of that, and maybe you can help with the appointments around the house. Make sure X, Y, and Z is done. Boy, so I'm saying sit down every couple months and figure out what you want to do, what you want to change, how you want to do things. Okay. And marriage is not, and relationships are not set in stone. Okay. There's nothing wrong with feeling tired, feeling burnt out because you're carrying a lot of stuff as women, as wives. Men are doing a terrific job at starting to support women, but we need more. We need more help. Women need more help. But when men are there, I'm saying 70% of us are leaving the relationships. And this is the unseen emotional labor. I'm saying it's a tweak. It's just a tweak. Men can do a tweak. If they can do a tweak, it would be a whole nother game. It'd be a game changer. Cause she won't know what hit her. But shit, he doing. Wait a minute, hold on. You done did it already? You did this? You did that? Yes. We want more engagement, and we want these marriages to stop ending. 70% of the women walking out. I'm saying get online and listen to the women. Why? Because they can't articulate, but the ones who can articulate, they say this is the reason why they leave. This is the reason why they leave. They can't articulate outside of the cheating and all of that. If you ain't cheating, if you're not, punching in the face, you're not doing any of those things, this is the stuff that's missing. And I'm saying it's a little tweak. That's all it is a little tweak. And just in your mind as a husband, you say, okay, if she wasn't here, what would be something that I would do that help? And don't even, and the whole point is it's unseen, which means You're not expecting an acknowledgement. You're not expecting praise. You're just doing it based on dynamics and based on the fact that you want to have successful relationships with the wife or with the husband. It just depends. Every person knows where they're slacking in a relationship. When you come in the door and you just sit down and everything is done, you're not doing your emotion. You're not doing your burden of the unseen emotional labor. You're not doing your part as the partner. If you come in the door and that's all you do is take a shower and then sit down and watch TV, you're not doing your whole bit. And then the woman is going to start to, what did I say at the beginning? She's going to feel drained. She's going to be emotionally checked out. Okay. And then you got to ask yourself, women, you have to ask yourself, are you being seen in these marriages? Are you being seen? Do you feel as though your partner shares the load with you, man or female? Or are you carrying the job while he only has one? You have two jobs. This is what I mean when I say to men, a woman's job never ends, especially when she has kids. It never ends, whether she has kids or she doesn't. Appointments, filter, furnace, floor, all of those things. I'm saying think about the things that get done and you don't know that they get done. When people say, what does she bring to the table? She brings a hell of a lot to the table. Not saying that you're not your what you bring is not comparable. What you bring is less sufficient. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is recognize what that wife brings to the table. Recognize the value that she brings to the relationship too. Okay, money is not everything. Money cannot be everything because she can make her own money right now, right? We have to do the 50-50 thing. We have to do 50-30-60, blah, 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 whatever. So therefore, the money aspect is equal. So we have to think in terms of this emotional labor that people are missing that makes women walk out the door. I guarantee you, if you go over there on that TikTok, you go over that ticky-tocky thing, it's a tick-tocky thing. You go over there and you will see in the Instagram thing. I don't never engage that Instagram thing. I don't know how that works. So you engage, you go over there and you listen to it. They can't understand why. Why she leave me? Why she walk out? This is why she walk out right here. Right here. Unseen emotional labor that she is performing. Okay. And as I said, what manner of chaos is being allowed to go unchecked today? No, it's no unmanner. It's no manner of unchecked. No, I'm talking about the unseen emotional labor that women perform in relationships today. It's not being seen. The labor is not being seen. And so she's checking out at that 70-80% rate. Okay. So if the wife is checking out that 70-80% rate, so I'm trying to help correct that. I'm trying to say this is why women can never articulate. Yes, uncommunicated. Sometimes it's but see, here's the thing. Why do I need to communicate to you? Why do I need to communicate to you that this house and this funk and this relationship, these children, all of it? Why do I need to communicate that? You should know that. I know that as a woman. I know that as a woman. I know that that stuff need to be done. Johnny needs lunch money every day. Sarah don't eat popcorn, but Michael needs to change his diaper every 2 hours. All of these things. That's my whole point. My whole point is communication is key. If I say to you, Aaron, I need you to take over more of the responsibilities with the kids. What does that mean? Okay. That means, yes, that's correct. That means I need you to take over that where I don't have to worry about it. Okay. Right. I mean, I get all that. I'm not saying men don't have unseen emotional labor either. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is there's a lot more to the house, the kids, all of that. Especially if I'm working too. I'm working, you're working. But if you feel as though, as a man, that the house is my domain, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to remember all the things that need to be done. I'm saying start remembering some of the things that need to be done and then communicate with your partner. Okay, I know this is a burden for you, wife. Let me take this off here. I'll remember the birthdays. I'll remember to get the presents, the birthdays, all. I'll remember to do all of that. You ain't got to worry about that. I'll remember the fees for school. I'll make sure the kids get to school. I'll do all of that. You ain't got to worry about it. I'll do all that. Will that help you out? Boom. Yes, it will. Boom. We're sharing the burden. Okay. You keep harping on communication. I understand that. The whole point is 2 eyes are better than 1. 2 pairs of eyes is better than 1. Okay. 2. I mean, the other day, the man came to service my air conditioning. I was like, well, the air conditioning is only like 3 years old. It's only like 2 years old. Well, you are under contract to X, Y, and Z. A man would remember those things. A woman would not. So I'm saying these things have to be communicated. You got to tell me this person is coming to the house to do these things. Person is coming to the house to do X, Y, and Z. Okay. So these are the things I'm just giving you an example of why women are leaving, why women are walking out the door at 70-80% rate. I'm just giving you the idea, I'm just putting the nugget in the back of men's head. This is the reason why she's walking out. She's unhappy. Why is she unhappy? Because of this unseen emotional labor. And you've seen TikToks and all that. Michael, I want you to help me clean up. Michael, I need you to help me do this. Michael, I need you to help me get the kids in the bath. She keeps asking here, there, there. And then he don't do it. He does it once in a while. I got to tell him to do it. I shouldn't have to tell my partner to do it. He should know some of this stuff. He's a grown adult. He should know some of these things that I shouldn't have to tell. But if I'm the last one that walks in the door, why you can't cook? Why do you wait till I get home? Are men the only ones begging to stay in the? I don't know. Women are leaving at a 70% clip. So that tells me women are not begging to stay in marriages. They're begging to stay in marriages in the beginning. When she wants you to help her, she's asking you to help cook. She's asking you to clean up. She's asking you to get the kids in the bed. She's asking you to do that. And then she asks, and then men will do it. Not saying you won't do it. Men will do it, but he'll do it that day, but he won't remember to do it next week. And then she got to ask you again and ask you again. So this is why I'm saying women are not begging to stay, because why should I ask to stay in a relationship if I keep telling you to do it? Help me. And I got to keep telling you to help me when it should be standard. It's standard for me. It's standard for me to remember Johnny's birthday. It's standard for me to remember that Michael got to eat. It's standard for me to remember that our kid got to be picked up from music lessons. It's standard for me. Oh no, that many never wanted to relate. Are you serious? Triple, come on now. You want to be married? No, there's no rabbit hole. This is it. Unseen emotional labor. I'm saying men have to step up and do better that way. And women have to be able to communicate and say, I need help. Otherwise, the marriages are not going to last. Okay? We still going to get this 70% clip. We trying to stop. I'm in the business. This is what my channel. My channel is to help navigate the why, the when, the where. Okay. This is why I'm here, is to help navigate the why, the when, and the where. Why women leave at a 70% clip. Why do men not want to get married? Why do women not want to get married? Why? That's it. Okay. So this is what we're doing, is the unseen emotional labor part. So everybody needs to recognize where they fall short in with this scenario. Everybody needs to recognize why they fall short. Women, of course, need to communicate more. We get that. We get that completely. Men need to stop waiting for her to come up with the idea of telling you. Okay. No, I already had this plan. These are just life lessons. Lessons for women. I'm not here to do talking points. I'm here to say, your men are asking why women are leaving. This is one of the reasons. I'm saying she has to do her part. She has to communicate, but she's going to communicate, and I'm sure she's communicated, because we've seen all those tiki-taki videos saying, I asked him, I asked him, I asked him, I asked him. She shouldn't have to ask. She should ask one time, two times, and then it should be standard on his plate to help. That's all I'm saying. Hello, this afternoon, Aaron. Can you hear me? Aaron?
Yeah, I can now. I had to.
Okay.
I put a link in the back.
Uh-huh.
If you would like to play it, but it's funny. I just came across this link a few minutes ago.
Okay.
It's a YouTube short.
She said, "Oh, okay, yeah, the YouTube show with the Lily Rose."
Yes, yeah, that's it.
Okay. So what this video? Oh, hold on. It's the video. What, you want the video to come on tube on this channel?
Oh, it's up to you. It's your channel. I'm just saying it's a very profound. It was amazing how it's related to this conversation.
Okay, hold on.
So,
I'm pulling it up. Here we go. Okay, let's play the clip. Let's see what she's talking about.
We don't understand these people we're marrying or the people we're dating.
In general, estrogen will produce a diffuse awareness in women. To men, we appear scattered. That is not true for men. Single focus has them pay attention to, what am I going to produce next? Understanding that, then we can start to reach towards each other to communicate better. For women, as a physically smaller and weaker gender, which we're profoundly aware of, we feel safe when we feel connected, especially to the people we perceive as strong. We're like on auto redial to connect and connect and connect. It causes problems because they're single focused. Try connecting with a wall.
And that could be an interruption.
It
Us
is
being like,
an
connect, and they're just like,
This is why we say we have opposing instincts. We interrupt them to get the feeling of connection back. Hi, honey. Text. We call. We open the home office door. Hi, honey. Hi. If they even lift their head. Our attempt to connect was rejected. Now I'm even less safe than I was before. He's mad at me?
no, he's mean.
Is he mad? He's mean, or is he mad at me? Or why didn't he look up? Was it because of what I said to him this morning? And we spin out. We spin out trying to figure out the why. But we don't come up with accurate answers because we answer our why questions with why a woman would have done that.
And that's where the drama, all the unnecessary drama comes in.
Yes. It's not just even that we think it. We're sure of it. And we'll tell them, you did this because of that. No, I didn't. And they turn around and walk away. Why are you walking away? Because this isn't worth doing. You can't hear me. When they can't be heard, they just shut up. And there's so much about them we never see or know. We don't listen long enough, and we're sure we're right. I mean, there's a joke. The man's alone in the woods, and he speaks. Is he still wrong? We're meant to be complementary. We're so made for each other.
We don't understand these people we're marrying.
I like that. Okay. And
so I think that kind of speaks to the communication style between men and women, and how I'm not debating or denying his unseen jobs, tasks, accolades that women are responsible for achieving.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the ultimate way to ensure you get what you want, or the person is even aware that you want something,
Mhm.
is to communicate. And the moment you go, well, you should know, or you should be aware, or should assume, puts me in an unfair position of having to read your mind or make adjustments in real time. Yesterday is not today, and today will not be tomorrow. Even you yourself will change, and you expect me to clairvoyantly follow along with that bouncing ball to that tune of to the lyrics of that song as it's being written. No, you have to keep me abreast of that. You can't ask me to do that. Who
Okay.
you are today will be different tomorrow, and the things you're going to face tomorrow will be different from today. How can I make assumptions based on what I've learned today
Mhm.
on what you're going to need tomorrow when you can simply communicate them in real time?
Okay. Now I had to push back on that. Why is it that I know but you don't? And we're both
Because you,
wait a minute, hold on. We're both fully functioning adults. So when you go into a relationship, this is what I mean by being a full functioning whole adult. Before I came along, you were washing clothes. Before I came along, you were mopping floors. Before I came along, you were cooking. So why do I need to tell you after we get married, after we're in a relationship? Why do I need to tell you that and we're both working? Why do I need to tell you that requires somebody else to help? Because we're doing two people instead of one, or four
okay,
instead of. Why do I need to tell you that? I
okay,
understand what you
I can
mean.
answer I can answer the question,
All right, go.
right? So, because one of two things is happening.
Mm-hmm.
You either started by taking full control of that and didn't need help, and then something happened where you now need help. How could I know that from your perspective? You have to communicate that to me. When we got started with this, you didn't need help. All of a sudden, you need help. I'm not supposed, right? Like if I need help changing the oil on this car,
Mm-hmm.
because cars, the way they consume oil is different now that they're hybrids. You
Mm-hmm.
can't perceive that change, even though you used to get your oil changed on your car because you would wait for a light to come on, or you would schedule. You know what I mean? You'd say, all right, when the mileage hits this point, then I got to go get an oil change. And then somebody else would do it. But I took that off your plate. I can't expect you to understand that we have a new car. It's a hybrid, so its oil consumption is completely different, and make that. I would need to tell you, listen, don't come to me when your car reaches 10,000 miles. Come to me when it reaches 5. I can't just expect you to know that, right?
Right.
So you got to help me get the oil changed in the proper interval.
Okay. Now, why, if we're going by why do women leave? If we say women leave, just for example, hypothetically, women leave because of this unseen emotional labor. They leave after 70%, right? 70% leave. If I continue to say, help me, help me, help me, help me, you think those women left without help, actually asking for the help?
Yes.
So if they never asked for the help,
Nah, no one ever said never. There you go.
okay, that's what I'm saying. They
Very,
asked for help.
very seldom.
I,
Very seldom and too
I
late.
beg to differ, because the tiki-taki people, or those people, all over Facebook, or all over that place. I asked them to help. I asked them for years for help. I asked them X, Y, and Z. I asked them 6 months ago. I asked them a year ago. All over, women are saying, I asked them 6 months. I asked them a year ago. So these women say they're asking. You can't say they weren't asking, because they were. They said they were. So if these women were asking, why did they need to ask? Okay, so
Well,
that tells me if they had to ask, that meant they were being they
I,
don't need don't you did it that day. The man did it that day, but he didn't continue to realize that she was still being hit with the
I,
emotional.
I, I need to know something from you. When you ask questions, are they rhetorical? Because you'll ask a question and then move to answer it and then continue the conversation based on that answer. So
I don't
I'm
know.
just
I
trying to
have a
figure
bad
out,
habit.
huh?
It's a bad habit. It's a bad habit. It's
Oh,
rhetorical. most of the time. But
Right. But you see, but let's take a look at that. Do you see how that kind of communication can completely throw everything into a chaotic state where you're asking questions, asking,
mm-hmm.
but the answer or the provision of the answer is being totally thrown pattywampus.
No, I know it's annoying. I know I can't help it. I can't help it. I'm just telling you, I can't help it. I apologize. I can't help it. Let's start again. Shit. What the hell happened? Oh, let's start again. So I'm saying that's what occurred, or the tiki-taki people said that's what occurred. So you're saying, what are you saying?
So I'm saying that there are always going to be a population of people that are outliers that something can be held true. I don't use TikTok or any social media for that. You know, using social media to gauge the climate of modern day marriage is a bad idea because a vast majority of people that are married are not putting nuances of their marriage onto social media. In fact, there's a demographic of people that would do that, and the fact that they are that demographic would already sway the results of why they're doing this, right? The seeking of publicity and attention and all that kind of tells you about their character type, and it can already tell you the flaws in which, you know what I mean, the criteria that we're studying.
But we got to acknowledge to a certain extent.
Yeah, so I'm not see, and that's why I said in the beginning, I'm not invalidating this. I'm just saying I can't use it to look at most or all marriages. It's just valid for those particular circumstances, because where it may be valid in those circumstances, I can invalidate it in others. And it's very clear how you can invalidate it in others. And if you're going to take a macroscopic view of how marriages go, then you always have to go back to communication, which is the most important thing. That's the one thing that bridges the gap between the people on TikTok and people in real life is communication. At the end of the day, we always say that the number one thing in marriage and relationships is communication. When the communication falls apart, even behind trust, because communication, when it's effective, can tell you about a person's intentions, and that's where trust is built upon.
Okay, still. What the hell is that? I didn't have it. Wait a minute. I mean, when you went out like that, that's what the hell.
I don't know. I'll go out. I'll do it again.
Do you guys hear it now? Is it me or is it Aaron? Which one is it? Because I don't hear the echo. Do you all hear the echo now? Hello? Do we have it now? Okay. We don't have it now.
Mic check.
Okay. I can hear it. Okay, we good now. Okay.
All right, it's probably me. My bad.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm saying, so you understand the emotional, you understand our, why I'm trying to, I don't know whether this is the truth or not. I'm saying, could this be a component of why? Because
yes.
What's the name said, I think it was Convergent. He said women can't convey why they left their husband, why this happened. I'm saying this might be a part of that. This might be one of the major reasons, and they can't really articulate why. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
But
so how do you bridge the gap?
So if this were one of the reasons why, then my next question would be, how well did you articulate your needs? How well did you communicate your needs? And then we would need to study that. And you would need the husband to be able to really fully study that, because the question I would ask him is, what is your awareness of her needs? How well does she articulate her needs? And when she does, what do you do with them? How well do you articulate your needs? Because does that create a safe space or a space of pressure for her to articulate her needs? Are you leading by example with how you articulate your needs, and then the expectations that come behind that? Does that kind of set the precedent for her to be able to follow you in doing the same? That it's safe for her to articulate her needs? And then on the back of that, being reasonable with her expectations.
Right.
Because communication is not a singular event. Communication requires review.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Here's the thing. Now that I'm thinking about it, is it a matter of women just leaving, or could they have done more communication? Could they have articulated, if they knew how to articulate this in a way that would have warranted elicit a response that they wanted? Could they have been inarticulate in their communication skills?
That's my only question. And if the answer is no, if the answer is that they were effective communicators, that's when we go to him and say, well, where did you drop the ball? She effectively communicated this to you. You understood your communication styles and matched it. Why aren't you right? Now we can ask the question, where did you drop the ball? But we have to ask, we have to work through the communication process first. Was he even made aware in a language that he understands?
Right.
And did he create the
yes, because we all don't communicate the same
way, right? And did he facilitate an environment where you understood his communication language and felt safe communicating with him? Did he edify you on what he needs communication wise?
And we as Black women have a bad habit of motherfucker.
Right.
So did you communicate that way instead of communicating in a reasonable way?
Right.
Because people tune you out if you do that.
Right.
Most men will. So how did you communicate this labor that you needed, this help that you needed in that marriage? How do you bridge the gap? How do you know? And this comes back to people needing to be, they need to have communication. They need to have those tools. Those tools need to be readily available to people, because I am pretty sure if I came to my husband, because I didn't have to go to fee, because for some reason he knew what to do. For some reason he knew what to do. I'd never communicated with him X, Y, and Z. He just was one of those people. Okay, I know stuff need to be done. I know clothes need to be washed. I know the kids need to go to PTA. I mean, he would be the first one in the car. We finna hit the PTA. PTA, I'd be like, PTA? Yeah. Timmy needs to go to PTA. This is my son that's not his son, right? Timmy needs to go to PTA. We need to do that. We need to figure out what's going on, blah, blah, blah. You're like, huh? Right? So he knew these things, right? So I'm saying I cannot base men on him. So I have to say, did she articulate that she needed these things for him to grab the reins of fatherhood? There's nothing wrong with men grabbing the reins of parenting and being the major parent. So I'm saying that alone would take the burden off of a woman if a man grabbed the reins of being and somebody asked, were we considered the best fathers? I said, I have no idea.
Here's where you got lucky. Mm-hmm. All he had to understand, and I do believe he understood this, talking about your husband, was your acts of your love language was acts of service. Mm-hmm. So it fit right in. If he knew if to appeal to your love language or to provide acts of service, then that would automatically take care of the issue at hand that we're discussing now. It's acts of service that would essentially erase these things off our plate. But what if her love language were words of affirmation or gifts, which have little to do with actually alleviating her of the burden of the labor that she does, right? You can gift her to death and you can tell her all the great jobs in the world, right? But she still has this burden that's making her feel overwhelmed, and you're not doing anything to alleviate that because it doesn't fall under her love language criteria. So you were lucky in that.
So now I got a question for the men. Yeah. For you're up here. So what unseen emotional labor is missing on the man's part that we as women do not see?
Oh shit! Wait. What emotional labor do men do that go unseen? Oh, emotional regulation and emotional intelligence, communication. The way we even have these conversations, and it's been proven on this panel before, the woman's emotions are always going to be put first.
Mhm.
When a couple is mad at each other, the question is always asked first, what did he do? Right? The man being the one that is most probably, most likely, or is expected to be to apologize first, is laborious. To never be apologized to and to have to live with that going forward, and then not hold that against you in the future, to always be willing to wipe the slate clean. You know what kind of emotional labor it's like, all right, what kind of emotional labor does a parent have to deal with when living with a child?
Mm.
It's similar to that. You get to cry. I have to shut the fuck up every time. Even if you're the one that just vomited all over me and are doing nothing to help me clean it up. It's when a puppy shits on the floor, you got to realize it's just a puppy. You have to train the puppy, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
You got to clean it up. You got to smell it. And the puppy gets to sit there and chew on his chew toy.
Mm.
It's the same.
That's
It's putting you first emotionally.
that's
Always.
terrible. That's terrible.
And you know how Black American, I always say, we don't give a shit about happiness. It's not even a part of our life. Yet your happiness is something that we constantly have to be able to and ready to facilitate, while completely ignoring the fact that happiness can even exist in our own lives. That kind of emotional labor, and that's 24/7, your safety being paramount. And then we have to make you feel safe. Forget about making you safe. We have to make you feel safe.
Mhm.
Who makes us feel safe? When we're walking through a parking lot after dinner, going to the car, I'm constantly head on a swivel. When we were sitting there eating dinner, I couldn't fully enjoy my meal because my back was to the wall. I'm looking at every person coming through the door. Oh, that guy over there at table 2, he's left-handed because I've been watching him use his knife all night. You know what I mean? Things like that. That waiter has a bulge on his hip. You know what I mean? Like, but you guys get to really enjoy this chicken marsala and the wine that was used in the sauce. So, no, we can't.
This is the selfishness part where you're talking about.
Yes. Me.
I get it.
And we go, yeah, I know. All right, we'll work on that. Or you're crazy. Or no, we'll work on that. Oh, that's bullshit. But when does it ever go, you?
You see, we both have our own X, Y, and Z. We both
Yeah.
have our own unseen emotional labor
Yes.
that people have completely just wiped off the table, and this is why a lot of marriages don't last, because they never put themselves in the other person's shoes and say, how can I ease this emotional burden for my man? How can I ease this emotional burden for her beyond what I'm doing? Not just coming in and doing X, Y, and Z, but he also has an emotional well that needs to be filled.
Yes.
And it can't be just I can't just think of me. I have to think of him first. How do we get past that? How do we practical solution. How does a woman start to engage her man, her husband, on that emotional labor? Because he needs to be fulfilled and filled up too. So how do we start as women to fix this? How do we start to help on that end? And then
Ooh,
we start to help on the female end.
I don't know. Mm, I don't know, because I don't know how to be a woman. I'll be honest with you. I only know what you do,
Mhm.
and even then, I know what I see you do, and I know what the fallout of what you do looks like, but I don't know why you do what you do, and that's where I would need to be. That's the information I need to be able to tell you
Mhm.
how to effectively navigate the male psyche, because I don't know why you do what you do.
But neither one of us neither one of us are beyond the pale. Once
Yeah.
you recognize these things, once you recognize that this person has emotional deficit, just like you have one, because you haven't been feeding it. You, as the wife, have not been feeding this emotional deficit that is over here. Once you realize there is something you have to feed that too, not just on your side. Your side is going to be something different. But once you feed this side over here, do you think relationships and marriages will can last longer uh if both people establish that we both have needs on each side, and then we actively communicate, actively engage, actively do all of that? Can we see a turnabout in some of these relationships if they do these things?
Yes. Yeah, 100%. One thing I think men do, and it's to our detriment, right? It's a mistake that men make, is that we kind of just operate assuming the world operates the way we do. And like it was said in the video that you put up there, that we're kind of single track minded, you know what I mean? Or we're very focused on the next thing. Our thought process is very simple. And we kind of assume the world operates like that. So when there's a part of the world that's operating a bit more chaotically or more in a sophisticated manner, I'll say, more complex, we're like, well, why do that? That's inefficient, right? And we kind of just, why not operate? Why not simplify your operation and make it efficient? Why make it easy for yourself and operate like me,
Right,
right? And that's not fair,
right.
right? Whether it's right or wrong is inconsequential. It's simply not fair, because that's not, the universe is more diverse than that. The people are more diverse than that. So I think if men could get around that, then we would better be able to understand, or be open to understanding people that don't think like us. Which is just the same side. It's just the other side of the same coin of the advice I'd give women. Your thought process is not the only way to process thought.
Right.
You got to understand that there's other people that do shit differently.
Right.
And not only do people do shit differently, they're probably doing it better than you. Right. So just get over yourself. Right.
I gave you
and get into it. Right. So that's the advice I would have for both people.
Right. You got my moment. You got my moment. I tend to, it's a part of my personality where I ask a question, but I answer it also, and don't allow the person to answer it. And that's a flaw. It's a flaw. I get it. I do. So, but it's difficult to get out of that particular, flaw, because it's like, okay, I hate to hear a bad answer. So I try to spin it the best that I can. And I get it. I got to stop doing that. I got to start doing that.
And I appreciate your candidness, right? And your vulnerability, and your admitting your accountability, right? Because we always sit here and say that women have an issue with accountability, especially Black women. So let this go down in history as a moment where change is being made, right? So we got to appreciate. That's the other thing. We got to appreciate the strides when we make them. So I'm here appreciating that stride that you just made.
See, ladies, this is what it means to be in a conversation with a man who is more intelligent, more emotionally available, more everything than you are. And the conversation will flow like it's supposed to flow. I'll take accountability. He'll acknowledge my accountability.
100%.
Move forward. That's it.
100%.
Thank you for coming up, Aaron.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I got grandkids. That's why I keep popping in and out, because I got grandkids and they scream in the room. Then I got to cut off the scream in the room. So
you're living a good life.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
Thank you. I'll be out later somewhere. I appreciate you guys coming in. Now it's a change. Yes, it's not a change. It's an acknowledgement, but that's the first step. Acknowledging it. Okay, you got to acknowledge it. Then you start doing the change. Great combo. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you. We needed that last portion. We needed a man up here to express that. I'm saying we got, this is the path we on. No blame, no judgment, just facts. We're trying to get facts out there. We're trying to get better relationships. We're trying to be better, do better. That's why I'm not a talking point person. I don't like the talking points. I want to see how those talking points hold up. Amazing. 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 I will see you later. I will see you later. Y'all better have them stats. Black America, you better have them stats. You better have them stats. Have them stats.